Hi, everyone. I hope you all are doing well today. I'm not going to be talking a lot. I'm going to go ahead and let Samantha and her team kind of, take the reins. I know they have a presentation for you all today, but it was so good to see you all, and I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. Okay.
All right, thanks everyone for coming. So my name is Samantha Maxim, and I've got a couple of my colleagues here from Cigna to talk to you about Cigna and the Actuarial Executive Development Program, otherwise known as the AEDP. So first things first, we'll start with a brief introduction. So like I said, my name is Samantha Maxim. I am in my third rotation with the AEDP, and I'm an actuarial advisor. I have worked primarily out of the Austin, Texas office, but as of a couple months ago, I am fully remote in Dallas. And for a fun fact, I am a crazy cat lady. I foster kittens for my local shelter, and I have foster failed one of them. So I now have 3 cats. I'll pass it over to Josh.
Thanks, Sam. I'm Josh Horn. I'm an actuarial senior analyst, which is the entry level in the AEDP. I work out of Nashville, Tennessee. I'm actually in the office today. So we're getting our back to work culture going. I enjoy cycling to work, so I live close enough to the Nashville office that I can ride the bike 10 minutes to work. I'm thankfully all downhill on the way there, but of course you know what that means on the way home. And I just started with Cigna in June of 2022. I'll pass it over to Calvin.
Thank you, Josh. So hi, everyone. I'm Calvin Tell. I'm actuarial lead analyst. I've been with Cigna for a little bit over 2 years. I'm currently in my second rotation. I'm also remote, so I'm currently located in Baltimore, Maryland, but I'm technically aligned with the Nashville, Tennessee office. That's where I interned back in summer 2019. And my profile picture up here is actually taken during the all-intern trip back in summer 2019, like at the airport. And the fun fact about me is I'm a huge fan of computer games. I was actually once a game streamer on a platform similar to Twitch, streaming computer games when I was back in college during COVID. But yeah, that's pretty much everything about me.
All right, and I also wanted to call out that at the end we'll have email addresses for all of us in case we don't have a whole lot of time for Q&A. So please reach out to us if you have any questions, and you can also connect with us on LinkedIn. So jumping right into it. So we are the Cigna Group, and we recently went through a rebranding, so you might notice that our logo looks a little bit different than what you might have seen in the past. But really, nothing about us and our mission has changed. We are a global health services company dedicated to providing whole person services and solutions. And that means not just that means not just health insurance. That's a very broad category of healthcare services and making sure that everyone's needs are met. So our mission is to improve the health, well-being, and peace of mind of those we serve. And ultimately, we try to be the champions for our customers and our communities. So we will talk about health insurance sometimes, but it isn't just that. It's the importance of both physical and mental health, body and mind. We have a pharmacy benefit manager that is a PBM in Express Scripts, which is part of our Evernorth branch. And ultimately, there's so much that we are able to impact in our customers' healthcare experience. And that's what our mission is about, and it's very rewarding. All right, so Cigna by the numbers. I am not going to go through all of these, but I'll note that we are, as of 2021, we're ranked 13 on the Fortune 500 list. So not a small company, but that means lots of opportunities. And with our broad reach, we can impact so many different aspects of people's healthcare experiences. And you can have a career at Cigna and do so many different things, and each rotation can be completely different, which is just a really cool aspect of the company. We have over 700 accountable care programs, a global network of 1.5 million relationships with healthcare providers, clinics, facilities. That means that you can get care wherever you need it. And over 190 million customer and patient relationships worldwide, which is kind of a mind-boggling number for me. So I also want to point out here that technology is at the forefront of every single one of our patient customer contacts. And that means that, even though we're a healthcare company, we're also kind of a technology company. And it's important for us to be on the front lines of technological innovations. So even though we're focused on healthcare, things like AI are always important for us and our continued growth. I also want to point out, call out something that I'm really proud of at Cigna, which is our inclusive culture. So ultimately, we're trying to champion a diverse and inclusive workplace, because that improves our ability to innovate and create solutions that resonate with our customers, partners, and communities. So there's a lot of different ways that you can talk about diversity. We tend to talk about diversity as in race, age, gender identity, sexual orientation, ability, veteran status, work style. You'll notice that of the three of us, we've worked in the office, and two of us primarily work from home now, but we have the flexibility to work out of different office locations, different time zones. That's something I really love about Cigna. So building and advancing an inclusive culture is not just something you can do, throw on a slide and say, oh yeah, we do that. We have lots of different committees and organizations within the company to make sure that we are continually focused and redirecting our focus to diversity, equity, and inclusion. One of those is the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council. I'm a member of this organization. I'm really excited to be a part of it. And it's essentially a council created specifically for the actuarial community, where we can focus on making sure that we are promoting diversity in the actuarial org. Actuarial science hasn't always been the most diverse place, and it's really important that we are accepting of people from different backgrounds, and we're taking advantage of all of these different types of people who want to be a part of our organization. So that's one of the things that I really believe in from the DE&I Council, that everyone feels welcome and everyone can be involved in the community. We also have DE&I initiatives that are not specific to actuarial. So we have employee resource groups. Just a couple of examples. These are groups that are specific to certain interests or certain groups of our employees, such as ABLE, which is, I believe, a disability-centered employee resource groups. We have the African American and Black ERG. We have Pride. I'm a member of WIN, Women Influencing and Networking. And you can see there's just so many different organizations trying to make sure that people feel represented and that they can succeed in the company. I also want to call out our external partners. We're here talking with IABA right now. So, obviously we're very proud of our relationship with IABA. We're proud to be a sponsor there. We also are connected with OLA, the Organization of Latino Actuaries, and all of these other orgs that you see on this slide. Ultimately, this all comes down to solidifying and kind of recommitting to our culture of fostering a culture of belonging and equity that advances our mission to positively impact the well-being of people and communities we serve. So how can you do that without diversity? So after that brief introduction about Cigna, I'm going to pass it over to my colleagues to talk about the AEDP.
Thank you, Sam. So now that you have some background on Cigna, I'd like to give you an overview of our Actuarial Executive Development Program, which again, we refer to as the AEDP. Next slide, please. The AEDP is our rotational program for our early career full-time actuary. The goal of the AEDP is to attract, retain, and develop actuarial talent into financial and business leaders. We currently have about 180 members currently in the program and about 150 FSAs or graduates of the program who work within Cigna. And just to clarify, when I say program members, I'm referring to full-time actuaries who have between 0 to 6 years of experience and are typically still taking actuary exams. The AEDP is led by 2 FSAs who are both graduates of the program. The program director focuses more on the full-time members of the program by providing support and guidance throughout the rotation process. The program manager focuses more on the AEDP's internship program and recruiting for that. We currently have 6 actuarial hubs throughout Cigna. Bloomfield, Connecticut is Cigna's headquarters and where we have the most actuaries. Philadelphia is Cigna's second largest location and it's just behind Bloomfield for the number of actuaries. Nashville, Tennessee, Austin, Texas, and Denver, Colorado are a bit smaller than Philly and Bloomfield office, but still have about 20 to 30 program members, plus additional graduates of the program. St. Louis is our newest location and came to be through our acquisition of Express Scripts. Next slide, please. Now I want to highlight some of the benefits of the AEDP. You probably heard me call it a rotational program. So what that really means is that members in the AEDP typically rotate into a new role every 2 years. Most program members do about 3 or 4 rotations in the program, depending on exam progress before they graduate from the program. You have a lot of say in what your next rotation will be, and the program director is there to help guide you and make sure we are still meeting Cigna's business needs for actuaries. One good thing about rotation program within Cigna is that Cigna is a very big company with so many departments. So you can rotate to a department or a position that you don't know anything about and develop an entirely new set of skills. Moving on to the second bullet point here, the AEDP provides great support to help you pass your exams. This includes study hours for each exam, so pay time off for you to use to study, and covering all of the expenses for study materials and exam fees. And with so many managers having been through the AEDP, they all know what it's like to be in our shoes, and they'll make sure to make it a priority that you get your study hours in. And then for every exam you pass, you do get a raise as well. Next bullet point, the program also provides various technical and soft skill training, such as mentorship program and coding training session. The AEDP also provides numerous ways to get involved with the program outside of the day-to-day work. Most of our intern managers are current members of the AEDP, so that's a great way to get the experience of managing someone early in your career. Also, most of the recruiting for the AEDP is done by program members, so that's a fun way to give back to the program, get back to the campuses, and work on interview and communication skills. These different opportunities outside of your normal day-to-day work are not only great personal development opportunities, but they also allow you to connect with other program members in different offices. And finally, to the last bullet point here, one of the things that stuck out to me the most when I went through the interview process earlier and starting full-time with Cigna was the value that they place on actuaries as leaders throughout the entire organization. For example, our CFO, Brian Ivanko, is a graduate of the AEDP. So I think it's very clear that Cigna recognizes the value that actuaries bring to the business and sees them as true leaders throughout the entire organization, not just in traditional actuarial roles. Next slide, please. So the AEDP is in place to make sure we are developing these future business leaders. So what are we looking for? We want actuaries with the technical skills, analytical mindset, and perseverance who can get the job done. We want actuaries who have strong communication skills, who can collaborate well with others and have high character. We want actuaries who understand the big picture and how their work ties into that, who are goal-oriented and can make effective decisions. And we want actuaries who can motivate others, who value differences and can lead through influence. Each rotation you have within the AEDP is going to help you develop all the skills in the slide, but some will be more focused on certain skills than the other. The great thing about the AEDP is as you start to learn what your strengths are and what you enjoy the most, you can start to create your own career path rotations on involvement in the AEDP that best suits you with the support and guidance of the program director and the AEDP program overall. So from here, I'll hand it over to Josh to give you guys more details on AEDP, specifically on AEDP's internship.
Yeah, so Calvin just gave us a great introduction to what the ADP does for full-time candidates, who are people who are graduating after December 2024. And those are going to be candidates that have multiple semesters of school remaining. Anyone who kind of doesn't fit that bill has a little bit more school remaining and will be, in the pipeline later. We've come up with the opportunity to create an internship for them. So it's basically everything that Calvin just mentioned in the full-time program condensed into 11 weeks over the summer. So during that internship project or process, you'll get the opportunity to work on a project that's related specifically to business needs. The projects that we put together are actual functions within the business and aren't busy work. They're things that the managers would be doing if it weren't for the interns there already. So you're actually developing really good skills and contributing to the business as a whole. It's a great opportunity to put together some skills and have a great project to talk about. We also do a bunch of speaker series and technical trainings that allow you to develop further skills and practice those within your project, and also network and communicate with high-level leaders within the Cigna organization. In addition to that, we have a miniature version of the mentorship program available for interns that allows them to connect with people who have gone through the actuarial exam process, the business leadership track, and other opportunities that interns might want to replicate within their careers. It also gives a really good opportunity for interns to feel connected to the Cigna culture and develop a fondness over the summer. The internship involves a competitive salary, and with paid housing, it's a pretty good opportunity to explore a new city, meet some actuaries, and kind of further develop your career. So we'll talk a little bit more about that sense of community with the next slide and the pictures of the interns from the 2022 class. And so we can see here a bunch of fun outings that we've done with each of the locations. So depending on which location you choose, you'll be paired up with several other interns who have various projects across the organization that you'll do a lot of the summer with. So you'll have the opportunity to kind of cross-pollinate ideas, learn from their experiences, and develop a strong bond exploring the city that you've spent the summer in. So we've got pictures there from Bloomfield, Connecticut, Austin, Texas, Denver, Colorado, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Nashville, Tennessee. So with that, we've got just about 10 minutes left, and we wanted to give you guys some ample opportunity for Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and give us a shout out. Our emails are here as well. And Morgan, if you had any other specific instructions for Q&A, I'll give that opportunity to share here now.
Yes, I think we're going to do it boot camp style. So usually in our boot camps, if you have a question, you can raise your hand and we'll see that, emoji, and we'll call on you, or you can drop your question in the chat.
And I have to call out one of the things that Josh mentioned on the internship. One of my favorite things about the internship is that housing isn't just paid for, it's provided for you. We really want everyone to be in person for the internship so you can really experience Cigna's culture. But we're not about to make you hunt down a short-term rental. We provide all of our interns housing. And I know that was pretty unusual when I was going through my internships, at least. So I have to note that. And then I also want to call out that we invite all of our interns to our headquarters in Bloomfield, Connecticut for an all-intern trip. So no matter what office you're in, you will have the opportunity to go to our headquarters and network with all of the other actuarial interns across the organization. And we have case studies and speaker series and opportunities for you to network with some of the senior leaders in the company. And it's really just an amazing trip and a great time. So I always have to call that out and make sure that everyone recognizes what a cool opportunity that is.
We do have a question in the chat. Someone asked, Angela specifically asked, can career changers apply for the internship?
This is an interesting one. So I'll go ahead and take this. For the internship, we usually require it to be people who are who are in school and still have a semester or two of college remaining. That isn't to say that we haven't had exceptions to that, but that's generally the rule. Um, I'll also note that for our internships, we do not require having an exam passed. Obviously, if you have an exam passed, that helps you look a little bit more competitive. But for full-time, we only require, like our minimum requirement is one exam passed. We have had career changers go to full-time rather than doing the internship if that isn't the best fit for you.
Gotcha. Yeah, because something we've been talking in our boot camp specifically is just for the fact that a lot of career changers are having some difficulties with the exam process. So they're looking for anything they can to get into the field. And we explored the internship, option as well. So that probably was one of the questions or where that question came from. We have a few questions in the chat. So Emmanuel asked, when will the program start? How to apply? And are new enrolled students in a university in a university eligible to this program?
I'll go ahead and take that as well. So we are not currently recruiting for our internship right now. The application will open, I believe, in late July or early August. We will, don't worry, we will be in contact with IABA. You will hear about us, you will hear about it when it opens up, but just know that that's about when our internship application opens. It is currently, we're currently not recruiting for this summer 2023. That's already closed. That's specifically for the internship. So we'll start recruiting fall 2023 for the 2024 internship. New students, newly enrolled students in a university are eligible as long as you have school planned after the internship ends. That's what we consider eligible for an internship. And we'll have a job posting that we will send to IABA. Let's see. I think that's all, right?
Yep, I think you hit every question or you answered every question. Perfect. Okay. And then they're booming in the chat right now with the questions. So let me go ahead. So the next one was, hi there, can you please repeat the difference in the prerequisites? I hate that word, of the full-time versus intern program. So just about the exams and how for full-time you require one exam, but for interns, none at the moment. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just trying to repeat what we mentioned earlier. Like for full time, it's really like a strict requirement to have one exam pass. For intern, we're kind of flexible with that. It's really, you need to demonstrate your interest in actuarial. If you want to be a future actuary, you demonstrate your interest in pursuing that career path. Take exams, demonstrate your interest in getting an ASA, FSA, etc.
Perfect.
Thank you. Also see a couple more quick questions. I can take those as well. So yeah, all the 6 locations that I mentioned earlier, just to repeat. Bloomfield, Connecticut is our headquarters, and then Philadelphia is our second largest actuarial hub. We also have Denver, Colorado, Nashville, Tennessee, Austin, Texas, and St. Louis. Yeah, all those 6 locations are in the United States. And next question, do you provide sponsorship? Yes, we do provide sponsorship. I'm actually an international student, and Cigna provides sponsorship, so I think I'm an excellent example of that.
Yeah, we're very proud to provide sponsorship. That's something that I love about Cigna.
That's
And
amazing.
one thing to add there too, those are our core locations are all in the U.S., but we do have a small international business that provides some opportunities later in your career to go work abroad, but those are a little more niche, but they do exist.
Great call out, Josh.
Yeah, good to know. Are there any more questions for our Cigna folks that are here? You ask your questions now. This is a great opportunity. Take advantage. And then you also have their emails, and I will, provide that as well in a follow-up email so you can reach out to them. As Samantha says, she is happy to connect when I asked her earlier. So please, yes, use these individuals to your advantage. They are here to connect.
I've never met anyone at Cigna who turned down a request from, someone interested in learning about their career or Cigna, what it is to be an actuary. We're always willing to chat, and we're an open book. So please reach out.
I'm learning about that about actuaries. You guys are like open books. You just want to connect and engage with people. I know you all are very technical, but you're also very social when you get around other actuaries.
We try to be. I just saw 2 more questions come in. Is there an age limit for the internship? No, there is not. Not that I'm aware of. I don't think that would even be legal. So we don't ask about that, and it does not come up. We've had people as career changers who came back and are doing a master's program and come back for our internships. That's very common. So that is always an option. And I saw something that I meant to bring up, which is when will the full-time AEDP job be posted? And I think it's currently posted. We have this one open most of the time now. I'm not entirely sure exactly. I think it might have actually just closed. But keep watching our website, our jobs portal, because this work, this is very common to be like, we recruit full-time outside of the normal recruiting windows. So that will probably open again. Oh, I just saw that it's closed now. That'll probably open again around the same time as the internship posting. So I'm going to guess late summer. But keep an eye on that. And you don't have to be like a fresh college grad to be eligible. We have more experienced opportunities in the ADP as well. So for example, you wouldn't necessarily have to come in as a first rotation student if you have experience in another company, something like that.
Sorry for jumping in. My name is Nikaya, third rotation student. Just wanted to give some clarity there. So that is correct. The senior analyst role has been taken down, and I don't really know what the timeline is for when it would be back up. I'd imagine sometime in the summer, but lead analyst, which requires at least 2 years of experience, and advisor roles require 4+ years of experience, I believe, are up on the website.
That sounds right. Let's see.
Yeah.
I know we're almost up on time, but we got a really good question in that I think I want to punt to Josh. I mentioned that Cigna isn't just health insurance, but me personally, I've just worked in the health insurance side. And Josh, I know you work in Evacor. Can you talk a little bit about some non-traditional work, that non-health insurance work at Cigna?
Sure. Yeah. So Sam mentioned at the very top of our presentation that we've recently gone through a rebrand that includes the use of Cigna Group with 2 subsidiaries, Cigna Healthcare, which has all the traditional health insurance things that you typically think of when you think of Cigna, and then our new brand Evernorth, which is our health services arm, which does all of those things related to health care that sit just a little outside of health insurance. most majorly the pharmacy benefit management, the PBM service through Express Scripts, but also including some others like a specialty pharmacy with Accredo and utilization management and prior authorizations with Evicor. So the AEDP is kind of uniquely positioned on top of both of those organizations to have traditional actuarial roles in pricing and reserving in traditional insurance contexts within the Cigna Health Group, but also within the Evernorth brand, doing things like pharmacy economics, utilization management analysis, pricing for the utilization management tools, which is something that I work really closely with. So it's really neat that Cigna has this opportunity to do not only the insurance, but also the health services, which is a really large and growing part of the health insurance industry.
Thanks, Josh.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And Eric did a little shout out and said that he enjoyed the conversations that he had with some of your colleagues. So that should be a testament to Cigna and how engaged they are and relatable. So definitely check out Cigna. And yeah, I didn't know if you all wanted to add any more additional details for the participants today. You all have been amazing, the presenters and our group. Thank you for your questions. Like I said, I just want to make sure if Samantha or Calvin or Josh, if you all had anything else that you wanted to kind of share with the group. But if not, I know that we're a little over time, but not that much, you know. So just want to open that up to you all.
I think that's all we had. That's all we had planned. I'll just reiterate, please reach out to us if you have any other questions. I love the questions that we've had coming in. And if you are interested and you want to make sure you don't miss that job posting, something like that, when it comes in, feel free to reach out to us and we'll put you on a list and ping you when the posting goes live.
Perfect. Yep, great presentation. Thank you so much, Josephine, for joining today. Well, I'm going to go ahead and also stop the recording.